Here's a quick comparison between the two flash controllers from Godox. This is the Godox X3 and this is the Xpro. So obviously the form factor is much different. The X3 is much smaller, more compact. It has a color touchscreen display, which also can be controlled with this wheel. And the Xpro is all manual. It has a different type of screen where it's like an older LCD screen, and everything is controlled manually through this wheel and all of the various buttons. How these turn on is a little bit different too. The X3, you hold down the power button to activate it. This one has a manual kind of on-off switch where it turns on pretty instantly. This one takes a few seconds. Also, one of the biggest differences is in the charging. The X3 charges a lithium-ion battery in here with a USB-C, whereas the Xpro uses AA batteries. Now, it's really nice to be able to recharge, but I will say that these batteries last a super long time in here, so it's not a huge issue to not be able to recharge it. One of the big changes is on the hot shoe here. You can see on the X3, it is a metal hot shoe, which feels much more secure, much more durable, versus the Xpro is the plastic version. And this always makes me feel a little bit anxious to have this. I've actually never had one break, but it's not as smooth and not quite as premium as the X3. Once you get used to it, I found the X3 to be a little bit faster in navigating around, making changes, because you can swipe up and down. If you're in a setting for a particular group of flashes, you're able to swipe through all the other groups to quickly go through and make specific changes for that. On the Xpro, to make a change to a particular group, you have to click on the group, then you can go ahead and make the change or go through mode, but you're making some extra clicks with the Xpro versus on the X3. The newer Godox controllers also introduced the color coding of the groups. So you can see A is red, B is green, etc. And then that corresponds with the newer flashes, which also will have those colors. So if you have it group set to a certain color, it will illuminate on all your lights that color, so it's easy to look out, see which ones are in that group, and you can easily make adjustments rather than looking at the number. You just look at the color. The mechanism as to which it attaches to the hot shoe is also a little bit different. You slide it onto the camera with the Xpro, and you will turn this wheel to lock it down. On the X3, it's a little bit different. It automatically locks on, and then you press this button here to release it. On the camera is where it feels much different. The X3 just feels kind of like it's part of this camera, feels integrated. It doesn't feel like I'm gonna bump it off. Really like the feeling and the look of it on here. Now out in full sunlight, my camera's probably not picking this up super well, but they're both, I'm able to see both of them. It's a little bit easier to read the white text on the dark background in this, the technology in the X3 versus the Xpro. Overall, I like both of these controllers a lot. I'm definitely getting used to the newer X3. It's more like working on an Apple Watch with a little wheel so you can touch everything, but also have the wheel to scroll through. And if you like full manual everything, then the Xpro is probably what you're gonna want. Personally, I'm keeping both of these because it's always good to have a backup.